remember, this think-tac-toe grid is a way for you to show me what you have learned about our big question that we're studying right now in social studies. We're focusing all of our attention at this time. We're focusing all of our attention at this time on what was life truly like in the 13 colonies. We began our study by completing the chart, which is over on the chalkboard. We went ahead at that time, I asked you to write down things that you already knew about the 13 colonies.
We noted at the beginning of this DVD the importance of quality curriculum, the need for us, professional educators, to be crystal clear about what all students should know, understand, and be able to do at the end of a unit of study. That's imperative. It's so easy to get caught up in planning activities that we think students will enjoy and learn from. Aligning learning experiences with well-developed goals that deepen understanding rather than just promote rote responses is crucial. Let's hear the Springfield teachers who are relatively new to differentiation talk about curriculum and instruction.
Kristen, you did such an interesting think-tac-toe for your kids on the colonial times, and I wondered if you could talk a little bit about how you determine what kinds of opportunities, invitations to process you give to kids on those based on what you want them to know, understand, and do.
Okay. We began by, or I began by determining the state standard that I wanted them to master. And then I went about deciding on their multiple intelligences because I did an interest survey at the beginning of the school year to determine which kids were bodily kinesthetic or verbal linguistic. And then I developed my columns in my think-tac-toe, one that would support those verbal linguistic kids, one that would support the bodily kinesthetic kids, one that would allow them to be more creative and develop something. So then once that I had determined those three columns, then I went ahead and decided different activities that I thought would be engaging for students, that would allow them to use what they know and present it in an exciting way.
Which takes us to another hallmark, I think, of differentiation, which is that quality curriculum, that we're really clear as the educators on what we do want kids, what the outcomes are for students, and that we break that down and make sure that we're looking at that in their processing activities as well as their products.
Who can tell me what would I like you to do when I say let's do it now? What do I want you to do? Caitlin.
As you're designing those really engaging invitations to learning for students, can you talk a little bit about how you match your outcomes for students with those learning opportunities?
My outcomes are based on what I want the students to know, understand, and do.
So that's where you're making that match really directly, is with those very specific skills and the deep understandings and the opportunities.
Right.
My student Elisar is now working at home making the Mayflower with his father at home, which is also supporting that home connection that students so much need with school each day.
That's terrific. Oh, and what a wonderful opportunity for them to learn new skills together. And he also is a student that you've been doing some highlighting with, so you're seeing now that scaffolding support is happening across environments, which is great.
Exactly.
Great.
Kristen and Sherry, like Diane, design units of instruction that are based on state standards, global understandings, and essential knowledge and skills.
We're doing a colonial think-tac-toe because we've been talking about colonies. I decided to make a brochure, which I'm doing right now. I picked the brochure because it looked really good, because it has a lot of stuff maybe I can learn from it, and do a cooking show. You get a recipe from a computer. You have to make sure that if the teacher lets you make it. And then on the 15th, you make it for the whole class. And then you bring it in. And then you get all the ingredients again, bring it inside the classroom. And then you demonstrate how you made it. I built a Mayflower ship. I picked it because it sounded like fun. So I wanted to have some fun. So at home, when I go home, I get my glue and my sticks, and I start gluing them together. So far, my dad's helping me with it. So far, we got it from like right here to right here, like 5 inches long. And we're gonna build half of it. And then the another side, we're gonna put little shelves, and then put like a little steering wheel. And then I might get a toy or something, pretend like it's a captain.